Hello everybody, SpiritGaming here. In this video, we'll be talking about Gunslingers, but before I start talking about this class, go and check out my Discord. Link of the Discord is in the description below, and while you're there, smash that like button and subscribe if you have not already. Yes, likes do mean a lot, especially if you are subscribed already, so please do so. But let's continue with the Gunslinger talk and see why this is the best PvE class in the game. Okay, so yes, there are many good classes in PvE, but this one is just above the rest. The damage that good Gunslingers deal is unmatched by any other class in the game, but of course for this to happen you need to have the right build and the right skill rotations, including some animation castles too. I will talk about this more later on during the video, and I will make a mini guide in the same video, so stay tuned. But back to the point of this video, yes, assassins and fighters tend to deal a lot more AoE damage, but PvE in this game is mostly against one boss only, and Gunslingers excel in doing single target damage. This is the main reason why this class is above the rest in PvE, but hey, let's check out how good this class is in Pve Events, Pve Dungeons, 1v1 PvP and Group PvP. I will start with the Pve Events first. So the Pve Events in this game are Gunslayer or Clash of Swords mainly. In Gunslayer you will always see this class being the highest staged on your server. Well, of course, unless you have only bad Gunslingers in your server that don't know how rotations or animation cancels work. But the main reason, which I already talked about, is the single target damage. Yes, this class is insanely good at doing so with the correct build. And no, it's not just whales or spenders that have high damage with this class. Oftentimes you will see free-to-play Gunslingers get higher points than spender, fighters and assassins in Gunslayer. The same goes for Clash of Swords, but then again, Clash of Swords is a club event, meaning that most classes are needed and not all players should play Gunslingers. For example, Soul Dancers are needed for the buffs and fighters are needed for the buffs too. But again, you will see the Gunslingers in the top 10 since both fighters and Soul Dancers play to buff up the Gunslingers in Clash of Swords. A quick tip is to have your top players playing Gunslingers while your free-to-play players play Soul Dancers. But yeah, I hope you understand why this class is too good when it comes to PvE damage, but of course we have PvE dungeons in the game too. However, we already know that no class is comparable to Assassin when it comes to doing dungeons, but Gunslingers have a nice clear speed too. Their hit blast ability literally can one-shot some bosses, in this ability that is undetectable by many bosses but not all, and of course we have the pulse bomb crit. For me as a free-to-play player, does 500,000 damage, even more. I can't imagine what a pay-to-win player can do with this one pulse bomb attack. But this class does lack defense, and that is mainly the reason why assassins are just way better for dungeons, and it is the same reason why I would not recommend this Gunslinger class for doing hard mode dungeons or just honor mode dungeons. Hard mode dungeons are easy anyways. And that is pretty much it when it comes to the PvE side. Now let's talk about the PvP side. In group PvP, Gunslingers can do good, but the only problem is that this class does mostly single target damage, which is the bad part. The good part of this class is that has invisibility. That way this class can do high damage, and when it gets focused it can just run away. Yes, the invisibility is way longer than only 3 seconds like it is on assassins. But then again, most classes are better in group PvP than Gunslingers simply because of the AoE damage, which even Playmasters have more of. But then we get to the 1v1 part, and this is where this class is totally skill based. Many players can do good, but many players can do really bad at the same time. It all depends on skill and how you actually play the battle against other classes. The problem is that every single thing does not always work for all players, even if they play the same class. So what you have to do is, the first few seconds of the battle you need to see how the enemy is playing, and then you can play a certain way too. Yes, this is true for most classes, but Gunslingers need to do this way more often. Oh, and yeah, positioning is key. So that is about it on how good this class is, and now let's continue to the mini guide. We will talk about talents, deep talents, core setup, stats, and maybe a few mechanics too, and of course allies. First we will start with the Pve Talents and deep talents. There are mainly two Pve pages. One is the energy build and the other is the crit build. First I will show the crit build. We use Precision Strike, Pulsing Wind, Sneak Attack, and Focus Bombardment. Precision Strike is why this build is called crit build, increasing our crit damage by up to 30%, which is absolutely insane. Next we have Pulsing Wind, which we use to deal more damage and get higher energy recovery. Sneak attack is broken now since the cooldown of camouflage got reduced by 10 seconds, meaning that we can use this talent way more often and it will increase our crit and also gives a super armor, which in some cases it is really needed. And let's say we have focus bombardment. With this talent in PvE you just do too much damage, so it's really nice to have. Next up is the energy PvE build, and in this build only one talent is changed, and it is a C-level talent. We use charging core instead of precision strike. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention is that we use a crit build when we have 50,000 crit level, and we use the energy build when we have less than 50,000 crit level. The tip talents are like shown on the screen. Not really much to talk about there, since it's all straightforward and we just want more damage and energy gain, and that's pretty much it. We don't really need the mobility when we are doing PvE. Okay, next up is the PvP build, and again we have both a crit PvP build and an energy PvP build. All talents are the same except the last S level talent. We use infinite firepower to get more tankiness, and especially in group PvP get our energy really high as soon as possible. But as I said, the main reason for this talent is the defensiveness, which Gunslingers really lack. We don't use focus bombardment because it is too easy to dodge by players. Oh, and yes, there is only one change to the energy build, and that is again we place charging core instead of precision strike. And then again the deep talents are like shown on the screen. We opt into more hit percent and a bit more mobility, since we need both of those things in PvP, unlike we don't in PvE. That's about it about the talents and deep talents. Now let's go to the core build. So if you still don't have 50,000 crit level, then you should run 9 wind, 5 fire and 2 water cores. However, if you do have that 50,000 stable crit level, then running 9 fire, 5 water and 2 wind is the way to go. For the stats we want physical attack, wind attack, crit level, multi-strike, AP and cooldown reduction, all of which are really useful. The stat that you can change here is most of the time multi-strike for a bit of strength, but I personally would not recommend it, since multi-strike does work well with the machine gun form and rapid fire deep talent. For the allies, of course, we want Area's main, Mingzilu, Luminous, Nono, Caesar and Chizigen as a support. A good alternative for free-to-play players are the allies Mei Sakatu and Kwale, since both give crit damage, which Gunslingers need a lot of. Lastly, the Draconics, you most likely want Whispers of the Ancient God, and then the combo Windtamer plus America. Maybe Kill Shot for the damage and Lift Restriction for the damage as well, but those two are not a must. Okay, so this is the end of my video, and of course I will say again, join my Discord server since we have more than 250 people in there. Subscribe for my channel for more Dragon Raja content, and on tomorrow I will do a Reaper video, same as this one, and then on Monday I will do a tier list for all classes and everything included for those classes. So yes, these next few days are gonna be really nice when it comes to this channel's videos, so subscribe with notifications on and like the video. Especially if you're a subscriber, please like the video since it does help me a lot. And as always, bye bye until next time.
Ready to explore right up in the sky. I need you to listen, I need you to hear, and don't show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.